The Milliken Board of Trustees of May 8, 2019 to order. Please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
The Town Clerk, please call the roll.
Yes, Mayor. Trustee Burak?
Here.
Mayor Pro Tem Austin?
Here.
Trustee Trailer?
Here.
Trustee Ehrlich?
Here.
Trustee Wakeman?
Here.
Mayor Woodcock?
Here.
Absent is Trustee Scott Smith.
Agenda approval. Does anyone have any additions or deletions to the agenda?
And after the executive session, I think we need to have a discussion on board procedures. Can I add that on?
Can we add that into it?
Wait.
Or would that be a whole nother executive session?
No, it's not executive
Uh-huh. Oh, at the end of it?
session. Yeah, after.
After the executive session?
After, yes.
Okay. Yes, and I just wanted to make note that I did send out a revised agenda yesterday that included one additional action item, which was for municipal abatement services, and then some minor corrections regarding the times at the last meeting.
Okay, well. Motion.
Move to approve the agenda with the revision.
All in favor?
Aye.
The Town Clerk did all that.
No, I did not. I apologize. Who made the motion? Okay. And Peggy seconded. Thank you.
Citizens' comments. Is there any citizens' comments? No? Okay. Moving on. Minutes of the previous meeting. Is there any discussion or comments on the minutes?
Under citizens' comments, we need to, solar seats presentation. It was requested that a new planter like those on Broad Street be placed in an area that provide the correct sunlight so we can participate in solar seeds. Reed Miller needs updating to Reed Hobler. Resolution 19-07 was for potable water, not waste management services, related to ordinance number 764. Action agenda item F, Trustee Wakeman stated the packet does not indicate if there has been an increase, and I believe it was Trustee Ehrlich that indicated it does not exceed the budgeted amount. And in the executive session, Trustee Burak motion was to review contracts. She did not specify just the town attorney. I'm done. Sorry.
I think you got them. We will get those corrections made.
Thank you.
Is that your motion to change it all?
I wanted to see if anybody had anything else.
Anything else on here?
No.
Move to approve with the corrections.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All right. Consent agenda.
No.
Oh, skip one. Town Administrator's report, my bad.
All right, since the last meeting, and with some direction from the board, the last couple of weeks been working hard at trying to get several items put together. In this packet, we already have some of those items in there, and these are just rough draft items. We will be working on a more formalized, better reporting system, but We have a court report that we've got in this, and I've got a better form that we're going to develop into, but that's shared with the court so that we'll have a court report for the board. And I'll need to see how you would like that, if you want that quarterly or monthly. This one is a quarterly report. We've included the sheriff's report also in this one, and that was a quarterly report. And if you would like quarterly or monthly reports, just need to get some indication from you on that. We've got a rough draft of a financial report. This financial report will be also adjusted to have more pertinent information in there, and we will be developing the module that allows us to show the CIP projects, the community investment projects for the different projects we're working for the year. As we started working through the report, we noticed that there's a few things in there that need to get changed, and we've got some things marked down so that as we go into this next year, we address them a little differently. Like the snowplow last year was not purchased in 2018, it was purchased in 2019. And a lot of times, if you don't expend something in that year and you know you're going to spend it in the first quarter of the next year, you would carry, rather than dropping that amount off, you just say, this wasn't expended last year, we're going to have that this year, and you add it into the budget for this year, so that it doesn't look like you're way over budget on that. Some of the items on there show that we're up over 110, 115% already this year. The main one is unemployment and different insurance things. CIRSA didn't inform us in enough time to make adjustments on the price increase for CIRSA insurance for the town. Also, some items are expenditures that primarily happen in the first part of the season. So you'll see those at 90% or 80%, and you'll see others at 0% because those aren't expenditures that come out until the summer. But as we all start working with it a little bit more, it'll all start making more sense. But there are items in there that need to be tweaked, need to be adjusted. Some items will probably get reclassified. So we'll come up with a real nice, concise report that will allow you to track the finances of the town. In addition to that, I had Amy from DeFalco give me a finalized sheet that's real close to what our total costs are going to be on the Josephine project. And we got some numbers on what we spent on the street. And those have been turned over to Leonard. He'll be working with the state and FEMA to see if we can recapture some of those additional dollars that, we didn't get covered by FEMA. Excuse me. And other than that, I think that's the end of my report. There's a few more things, but we'll have a little bit better report next time. I do have a lot of meetings with the realtors and getting that thing set up. I would like to get some direction from the board on how you would like me to proceed with one of the three realtors that I submitted to you. If you guys have any feeling, want to give me a consensus, if you want to give me authorization to sign a listing agreement with one of those guys, that would be helpful at this time, or whatever your pleasure is.
So we have to put it in a resolution. Right? Okay,
No.
no?
We just say we want to go with Tara West?
What do we do?
To sign a listing
Motion,
contract, because if
right.
we're signing a contract,
But it's-
doesn't that have to be technically voted on and approved?
But it should have been on the agenda.
Linda?
Right.
Yeah, the motion could be to authorize the town administrator to negotiate a contract based on terms you've outlined with the proposed real estate agent or company you've directed Mr. Singhwal to negotiate with.
But if it's not on the agenda, we can't motion it in this meeting, can we?
Well, it was on the study session. I mean, you're not expending any funds,
Oh,
right?
okay.
You won't expend funds until there's a purchase contract.
So we can motion it.
Yes.
What part of the agenda do we motion it in now?
Action?
I would say we do it right now.
Yeah.
Okay,
Or discussion?
so I move that we approve the town administrator to engage in a contract with Terra West Real Estate Services for the sale of the property
County Road 52.
on County Road 52.
I second.
Good job.
Can you second
Tara
the
West.
motion?
Tara West, I think.
Yeah, Tara West.
Oh, perfect.
I'm gonna call for a roll call vote on this one.
And may I ask who seconded?
Oh, you.
I did.
I got it.
Do you want it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you for your patience. We'll start with you, trustee Trailer.
Yes.
Trustee Burek,
Yes?
trustee Ehrlich,
Yes.
trustee Wakeman,
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem Austin,
Yes,
Mayor Woodcock.
Yes.
Motion passed.
Thank you, Mayor. And what I'll do is I'll get a timeline from Dennis Johnson of Terra West and try and put that out to all of you in a update memo. And we'll schedule something up for maybe 6 weeks out for a board meeting. Thank you.
thank you.
Real quick, I got a question for you.
Yes?
Can you find a way to hang these flags up there?
You want them hung up on the wall?
Yes. Whoever sits in this chair turns around and, you know, gets real
Could they be
intimate
on right there?
with the flag.
You can hang them above the window.
There's no,
And two, I don't like the idea of turning my back on the crowd.
Hang down, you'll be able to see them.
Hang them from the-
You can hang them low.
Up there, hang them that way,
Yeah.
and right across.
All right.
Triangle.
Hang them so they're sticking out a little.
Yeah. They have pole mounts.
Interesting.
Please. All
I'll check and see if the
Please.
wall will hold them.
right. Yeah, that's good.
And then when I was in Boy Scouts, there's lots of protocol about how you display them in a public meeting. I'll check into that too and see if there's anything on that.
Thank you.
Thank you. All right. Anything else, Warren, before I move on?
No?
No? All right. Now we're doing the consent agenda.
Actually, I have one question. Sorry. Sorry, have you heard anything, or what have we decided to do with our green elevator?
There's no motion on that I know of.
Okay.
It's kind of like a wait and see type thing. Pepper, do you have some input on that? Were you in touch with him? I think I heard we're going to wait a little while and he may be back and look at doing something.
Mayor and council, I did receive an email within the last couple of weeks from the property owner Just again reiterating the fact that when he purchased the property, he had financial backing through some partners, including a financial institution, all of which now have pulled out. His commitments are elsewhere, his financial commitments are elsewhere at this point in time. And as soon as he frees up some capital to work on the project, he intends to move forward. In the meantime, we encouraged him to make sure that the taxes are paid and that the property is upkept in terms of weed abatement and that type of thing, and he assured us that he would do that. So that's all I know at this point.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Could we add that to our next work session agenda for further discussion?
See why not?
Is there any research you would like to have us bring to you for that, or just discussion?
We gave him an extension, so we need to know when that's up.
Yeah. I would say just the, to have copies of the contract available and whatever dates would be relevant for us to be aware of.
And an updated conversation. If you could call him personally and ask him when he plans on having capital ready, and if, because the last time I thought we were informed that he did not want to do anything with the property.
Last time I talked to him, it wasn't on his calendar to be able to do anything, and he said that he would be happy to sell it back to the town
Correct.
if we paid him what he's got into it along with the price. And I said I didn't think that was something the board wanted to do right now, but I'll call him again and see what his thoughts are.
Thanks.
Do you want to, just as FYI, are you interested in purchasing it back? For close to him,
I think the board would have to discuss that,
I
okay.
don't want no hazard.
because there's the cost of the sewer.
Oh, yeah, there's quite a bit of, and I think he said that he had 224,000 into it or something like that. I don't know, I'd have to look at it.
Yeah. Maybe ask him for his receipts if he thinks he has that much.
Yeah, please do, ask for what he has. That would be helpful.
We paid for the sewer, I
Yes,
know
we
that, and there was an amount that I saw in the paperwork for that. All right. But it's not the intention of the board to purchase real estate
No.
on Main Street.
I don't want that as my problem.
All right,
Yeah, but we don't want him to sit there and do
Anything
nothing
else?
too.
Anything else? Crickets?
Nope, done.
Sure.
that better.
Going once, going twice. All right, we're good. Moving on to the consent agenda.
Make a motion to approve the consent agenda.
Second.
Did you catch all that? Went fast.
Actually, I did.
Call for a vote, please.
Trustee Wakeman,
Yes.
trustee Trailer,
Yes.
trustee Burek.
Yes.
Trustee Ehrlich,
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem Austin.
Yes.
Mayor Woodcock.
Yes.
Motion passed.
All right. Action agenda. Action agenda item A, consideration for approval of professional service agreement with J&T Consulting, Inc. Project managers here. Leonard Weist.
I gave you a brief update at the work session. The one thing I didn't mention, there's like 12 or 13 tasks that need to go through to complete this project. If we spend $50,000, $60,000 and determine after the third task that it's a no-go, it isn't worth it, we don't get that money back. We get our money back if it goes to permanent financing one way or the other. So you are at risk if, for some reason, it turns out not to be a workable project, either because the Hillsborough Board puts a stop to it, or one of the environmental conditions stops it or something. But otherwise, what we spend up front, we will be able to roll into the permanent financing. And these meetings used to go a lot faster when I was there.
Oh, my word.
You guys have any questions for him?
I think you answered all my issues in the work session, so.
Okay.
Any questions down this way for him? Thank you for coming.
Thank you.
Take a motion.
I move to approve, to authorize the town administrator to sign the professional service agreement with J&T Consulting Incorporated, approved to form by the town attorney.
And?
And
I'd like to amend that motion that it has to be approved with the attachment of the town's professional services agreement.
yes, that too.
Thank you.
Welcome.
Second.
Town clerk, please call for a vote.
Trustee Wakeman?
Yes.
Trustee Trailer?
Yes.
Trustee Ehrlich?
Yes.
Trustee Burek?
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem Austin?
Yes.
Mayor Woodcock?
Yes.
Motion passed.
Action agenda item B, consideration for approval of authorizing the purchase of mobile filing cabinets for the basement vault. Town administrator is presenter.
Before the past town administrator leaves, I'd like to point out to the mayor
We just left.
that it's,
He's gone.
oh gosh,
He's
There he
over it.
goes.
Look, see?
that all those things he left for the new guy's dealing with. All right. At least we can say we said that. All right. Filing cabinets, I've given you guys the information on that. Courtney handed out a project financing proposal. As these file cabinets and part of our vault situation in the basement is to try and get all the town's records together into a filing system, and as we're growing so rapidly and we've kind of outgrown our storage capacity, kind of, and the file cabinets that we have purchased in order to be in a fireproof environment are taking up valuable floor space on the upper level. These file cabinets would be able to be much more efficient. We save 86% of the space, as I showed you on the forms that I gave you. Courtney passed out a GL classification that these would fall under the impact fees. The vault is actually being built under the impact fees that we've collected for the growth. And we have a general ledger account number and administration infrastructure, which has a balance of about $150,000 in it right now. We also have about $13,000 we haven't spent on the vault at this time, but we don't know how much more we're going to be on that. And just to give some additional information, there were multiple units that we looked at. I've got all the research documents here that we had, and this is kind of a breakdown, this other sheet on the quotes. One of the trustees made a question of me of why on self-image, which is the one that I'm looking at going with, why the quote is less for more linear feet. That comes into play by changing the the angle of the units. I was planning on moving them this way and having like 7 moving units, where if we turn them sideways and have 5 moving units, the cost comes in the mechanical mechanism of moving the shelves. So by going to less shelves that are bigger and longer, but less mechanical moving apparatuses, the cost is quite a bit less.
Thank you.
All right.
Else be the same then?
What?
I said, did everyone else bid it the same then? Or is it just that one that got changed for the?
Yeah, let me look at that sheet. The shelf image guy came in and bid it the way I was making the mistake saying, do 7 shelves this way. He pointed out, he's been doing this a long time, and I'd save money if I did it the other way. So the other people bid it the other way.
So 2 bid the same, 1 bid different?
The
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, the lower number in each one of those categories are the same bid.
Yeah. Which I'm good with. Yeah.
When we went to the other 2 people, I had already adjusted the way I asked them to bid it because it made sense. And all 3 of these came to the location, walked down into the vault and looked at it.
Question for Courtney. Which impact fee is this coming out of? And that's collected off building permits?
What was that?
That's the stuff that's collected off the building permits?
Yes.
And what's it labeled to be used for?
It can be used for growth, which is such as this, or if we need to upgrade infrastructure for admin as well.
Okay. Just making sure
Right.
that we're proving the right thing because we messed up a couple of years ago. Okay, thanks.
This would be like a one and done kind of system though, not like how we've bought shelves and bought cabinets within the last year, and now we're buying new shelves.
Yeah.
One and done. We can
Those-
grow easily.
Those fireproof cabinets we were buying have 4 drawers, 3 foot long, so you got 12 linear feet for $4,000. These are a heck of a lot more efficient, and it's not that we're going to throw those away. We can repurpose those over to the police station so that they can have some fireproof, secure filing systems for their stuff. So,
I'm just seeing if it's a one and done, so we're not just gonna.
We can always add on to
Oh,
them.
yeah, it's,
That's,
as long as you promise to quit growing, we'll probably never have any more additional space. Another thing that's going to be beneficial for us is we've got a system for putting the banker boxes on there. And if you've got the banker boxes there, you can roll in and out real easily. Mark the ones that have a 3-year retention. So you can take all of those boxes out easy. They stand out, they're right there, and you can have them shredded. There's a lot of stuff that was in that basement that didn't need to be there. So this will clean it up and make things a lot more efficient. As part of this project too, we've hired a temporary person to start scanning documents, having a new filing system, putting all this stuff online so we got backups. And if you can take it off of a digital file, people don't need to go down into the actual file and pull the file. That way we should have less files being missing or documents being pulled and lost. We will have a very secured filing area for the documents that need to be more or less kept under lock and key and not have other folks in. Financial documents, personnel documents, and then some deeds. Or
Does the extra person come out of the same account, or
what's that now?
for payroll? That's the same account, or we add someone else now?
Temporary,
We have a temporary helping in the planning department.
Currently, we have,
as needed.
all the ordinances and resolutions and minutes and all that, and agreements are in Laserfish, but what we don't have are property files, and any building permits associated with those. So this will be a lot handier and keep the records a lot more secure by having those in Laserfish along with any plats or whatever. We have a plotter that we now can scan in large items into Laserfish, so that will keep our records in a safe area.
We were concerned also about some of our plats, and Carrie suggested that the county has those and might be able to send us some if we needed them. So she contacted them, and they said, sure, would you like them on a disc? So we have all of the records from the county now on a disc, so we've got that in-house now. So we're working hard on the records keeping system and making some good changes to it.
So all that shelving that's down there now will go to the police department. Where will that shelving go?
We don't have a plan on that yet.
Because we could use it in the basement.
The basement,
Already put in my request.
Okay.
I think that was Sheldon, wasn't that Sheldon given to us from the person that? No?
no.
No,
Purchased.
Okay.
We could sell it to you for real close to cost or a little less.
We'll discuss that.
All right.
Did the sump pump ever get put in there before the?
Not
fire
yet.
department's going?
Not yet. That's on the plans. It'll happen. We talk about it regular.
All right. Any other questions?
I move to authorize the town administrator to purchase a mobile filing cabinet system from Shelf Image for $24,845.60.
Second.
Town clerk, call for a vote.
Trustee Graf,
Yes.
trustee Wakeman,
Yes.
trustee Trailer,
Yes.
trustee Ehrlich,
Yes,
Mayor Pro Tem Austin,
Yes.
Mayor Woodcock.
Yes.
Motion passed.
Thank you.
All right, action agenda C, consideration for approval of resolution 19 TAC 08, updating fees on the fee schedule.
Before you tonight is Resolution 1908 to update a few items on the fee schedule. These items include adjustments to Chapter 16 for land use code, so we added a pre-application meeting fee of $150. And then we noticed that a few of the categories didn't have a deposit brought all the way down, so some of them have the deposits in there now. And then in Section 18, we updated the Weld County, or the Weld RE5J school fee that increased from the school district. And that was approved by the town board in December of 2018. They now have a different fee for single-family, multifamily, mobile home versus before it was just one lump sum fee of $791. And then we are updating the facility rental fees and deposits in all categories. And tonight, before we came over, I handed you out a new fee schedule. After further discussion with staff, we chose to also update the parks fees. So those increased as well. And none of these fees have been updated in many, many years. So just with the cost of, repairs if anything's damaged over there, hourly wage for the monitor that's over there has increased, is the reason we're updating the fees. Is there any questions?
Questions?
Do you want to review the park fees for us, Courtney,
Yeah.
please?
So we've increased the residential rate for 4 hours from 35 to 45, a non-residential rate for 4 hours from 25, or sorry, from, 25 to 35. Nope, sorry, that's 30 to 40. And then a non-profit 4-hour rental from 15 to 25, and a for-profit rental from 35 to 45. And then we added in an electrical fee. We have 3 parks that have electrical as an option at $10 for 4 hours of usage.
Any more questions?
Can you explain why we upped the park fees? I guess I struggle with that a little bit because our folks are already paying taxes to
Sure.
up fees also.
We just discussed, since we were raising everything else and it hadn't been raised, I mean, in at least the 10 years that I've been here, none of these have raised, that, you know, we have our guys go out and clean up what's needed after an event. And so just the cost of our expenses has
I
gone
see.
up.
Mhm.
Any other questions? No? Do you have any questions? Sure. Take a motion.
I move to adopt resolution number 19-08, adopting the fee schedule with changes to sections 16, 18, and general fees effective June 1st, 2019.
Second.
Oh,
Excuse me.
fire sale.
Okay.
Who was it?
No, okay.
That was
We
quick.
both at the same time.
Oh, she
Okay.
can have it.
She heard me.
Town clerk, please call for a vote.
Yes, Mayor. Trustee Ehrlich?
Yes.
Trustee Trailer?
Yes.
Trustee Wakeman?
Yes.
Trustee Burek?
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem Austin?
Yes.
and Mayor Woodcock?
Yes.
Motion passed.
Action agenda D, consideration of approval of contract of municipal abatement services.
All right, we found out that the gentleman that was doing the abatement services for the town requested to retire and take life a little easier, and he promised to give me a blueprint of the Quintine Avenue. So we put out an RFP trying to find someone to do abatement services, and there are several lawn care companies in town. We have L&M doing the mowing, and we requested them to look at it. We got one bid out of the RFP process. It was L&M. I analyzed their contract to the one that we had previously. They're about $10 an hour more expensive for the mowing, but seems to be well within reason for the project. I don't know how long the other contract was in place with increases or no increases, so I don't have any feedback on that, but these guys are already in town doing our mowing services and would be easy to be in touch with and get them in to do a project quickly. So I guess the board has two options. We can keep trying to attract more people to come in and bid on this, or we can elect to vote to offer the contract to L&M. And it would be my suggestion to take L&M at this point.
Any questions? No discussion? You have one.
It's not, they offer snow removal, but we're not doing that, right?
No. That might be an option in the wintertime if we have issues, but my understanding of your abatement service is just when the yards get unkept and they've had a citation issued and nothing's happened, we can go in and do the service, but then we charge back, so it's a wash for the town.
Any more questions? I'll take a motion.
Make a motion to approve the municipal abatement contract with L&M Enterprises.
Second.
Town clerk, call for a vote.
Yes, sir. Trustee Burek?
Yes.
Trustee Wakeman?
Yes.
Trustee Trailer?
Yes.
Trustee Ehrlich?
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem Austin?
Yes.
Mayor Woodcock?
Yes.
Motion passed.
That's the first time since I've been on the board I was allowed to vote on it. Alrighty. Moving on to informational. You want to do yours first? You're up first. Chief. You guys have any questions on it?
No.
It's just informational, no?
Just informational now.
All right. Obviously, no one's here from court. How about the progress on the floodplain violation? Any questions on that?
Well, usually.
Pepper's here, so. Come on up.
Mayor and council, based on an inspection that was conducted in the last couple of days, we've also learned that the property owner has made an agreement with an oil and gas company that was in need of some pad site dirt, and they have begun to remove the dirt out of the floodplain and off of the property to another location. So we'll loop back with them as well as the other cooperating agencies and see where we go. So that's positive motion again, moving forward. Happy to answer any questions.
Has he paid in full?
He has not paid the invoices that we have submitted.
He has not paid anything?
No, ma'am.
What do we do?
That's pretty much it, tax lien, or take them to court.
Thank you, sorry.
Thank you.
Can I have the chief come back?
What?
Yes,
Can I have the chief come back up for a question?
Yeah,
yes.
chief.
Hey.
Yep.
So what's our, okay, so I have a neighbor that's confused on the animal part. Like, can your dog be off leash on your property?
As long as it's under immediate control,
Okay,
yeah. Yeah, that's what the ordinance states. As long as it's under immediate control, if you have a dog off the leash, it can't be running down the street.
right,
I mean, you can call it and, so
Okay.
as long as you have control of the animal.
okay. Because I had a discussion with my neighbor, and a police officer came by, his dog was off leash on his property, and just came by and said, hey, what kind of dog is that? And I'm like, I don't know what our rule is for that, so.
Yeah.
So there's,
If it's under control, it can
it
be.
is under control. Cool, thank you.
All right, any other questions for those guys before we move on to the next one? Do you have anything to present? Do you guys have questions?
No, thank you.
I believe Courtney already answered all my questions, and the town administrator addressed in his report. So I'm good with the financial reports, and thank you for producing them.
Thanks.
Rolling on. The only thing left is an executive session.
I move that we go into an executive session under CRS Section 24-6-402, subsection 4, Section E, for purposes of instructing negotiators, determining positions relative to negotiations, and developing strategies subject to negotiations regarding contracts. Got it on one borough.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Town clerk, call for a vote.
Yes, sir.
Huh?
Trustee Wakeman?
Yes.
Trustee Trailer?
Yes.
Trustee Ehrlich?
Yes.
Trustee Burek?
Yes?
Mayor Pro Tem Austin?
Yes,
Mayor Woodcock?
Does anyone want to go? Yes. Does anyone want to go to the restroom before we?
yes, we need a
Yes.
break.
All right. 5-minute recess.